Welcome. Thanks for joining us. That was probably really loud. I took a deep breath before I said it. Also, this mimosa is kicking in. Welcome to Spooky Week. It's Spooky Week. It's Halloween.
It's Halloween, guys.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
Yeah. If you can't see us, well, you can't if you're listening to us on a podcast. We are all... Y'all, this mimosa's kicking in. We are all dressed up like things. I'm a cat, meow.
I am a witch because, well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And I am Baby Yoda or Shrek.
Or Shrek.
You're like just Yoda. I'm not sure.
You're like businesswoman Yoda though. With everything
yes.
Like I went to the office and they're like, dress up but don't dress up. It's like, alright, headband.
Alright, here we go.
So what mimosas are we drinking today?
We are drinking. Okay, so guys. It's not festive. Well, actually it is super festive if you can see it. It has a black rim. It has a little spider at the bottom of the flute. Mm-hmm. It's really cute. It's pineapple and orange.
You just rhymed. You're rapping. You were like, it's a flute and it's cute. Something. Here we go.
It's because of our sound check. But anyway, it's orange and pineapple with champagne. Yeah. But I know that's not super like festive. Okay. But we'll get to that later.
It's orange though.
It's orange. That's why it looks good on the camera. So that's what we're having right now. For the IGTV video, if you guys go see that, it's actually a pumpkin spice apple cider mimosa. So I'll show you how to make that.
Sounds delicious.
But today we're having pineapple orange.
And hopefully you guys are checking out on our Instagram. You know, we are slowly getting everything together. Hannah is posting all of these drinks on the IGTV. So anything that we make, even though as simple as it is, you can always guarantee that we're going to have some funny... ridiculous video for you.
Yeah, it'll be... So, if it's like super easy to make, just know it's
shenanigans.
It's shenanigans, yeah. It's not gonna be a tutorial per se.
Can we rename it Shenanigans with Henanana?
Oh my god! Okay, you know what? We might have to do that.
Shenanigans with Henanana. That's what our viewers, mom and dad, are gonna start calling you.
Oh no.
Henanana.
Oh, no.
Evelyn, I still...
We need to come up
name.
with... Yeah, Evelyn.
If you are listening.
Oh, no.
We don't have one for you either,
Evelyn name. Well,
or
give
Sherilyn.
us Evelyn name.
Give us an Evelyn name, y'all.
And a Sherilyn name.
Well, Sherilyn can be like...
She just ratchet.
Whatever.
She here, yeah.
Alright.
She here. Classy ratchet. You guys ever heard of that? I used to use that all the time when I was a kid.
Alright.
Classy.
Ratchet.
Okay. So today, for Spooky Week, we are going to talk about the Salem Witch Trials.
Ooh.
Okay. Spooky. So the reason why we chose this is, well, one, everyone kind of knows about the Salem Witch Trials. And two, women were mainly the ones accused and persecuted during this time.
Yeah.
Men were as well, and I'll get to the stats, just the breakdown of that. But it was mainly women.
It was. And
the women that we are going to highlight today were the ones that were like, fuck no, I ain't no witch, bitch. You know, like, I'm a... Yeah, we rhyming again.
She ain't no witch, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they kind of just stood up for, you know, what they believe. They're like, nah, I'm not going down in history as...
They were unwavering.
Yeah, there you go.
Till their death.
Better words than I'm not a witch, bitch. Well, first, hold please. I'm already sipping on this mimosa, and shit's getting a little frisky. Not frisky. I'm not touching anyone. Well, this is weird. All right. Sherilyn's feeling a little good.
Hannah, or not Hannah.
Who are you?
I don't know anymore.
What's happening? I know. It's the champagne.
It's already kicking in. Holy
Y'all,
shit.
this episode is gonna be interesting.
Oh no.
Although no, because Evelyn's probably just gonna be sober the entire time.
Oh yeah, Evelyn's gonna be over here judging us. You know what? It's fine, Evelyn. We can get drunk.
Yeah. She's like, I can't feel anything.
No, that's not true.
Unless it's like 10 shots of whiskey. No joke. This is gonna have me burping a lot. Oh my god, I'm glad I'm away from this
attractive.
mic. It is. I do very attractive things.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed. Our audio sounds great, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like our audio sounds a lot better, and you can thank Christian because he set it up for today. Okay, thank you for bearing with us for the past 3 episodes because we tried, okay?
We're working on it.
We really put our effort into it, hours and hours. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Just hang in there. It's going to get better from here, I swear to God.
Facts. Hashtag facts.
Thanks for sticking out with us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for sticking it out. It'll get better.
We're getting new and improved. We're getting better every time.
Tootsie Broad history, yeah.
Oh,
all right.
How do we start this?
I don't know. Salem Witch Trials.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're
Take it
doing the
away.
dang thing. So,
Let's do it.
the Salem Witch Trials started around June 1692 and ended around May 1693. The witch trials consist of a series of investigations and persecutions that basically was accusing people of being witches. And actually I saw 2 different numbers. I saw 19 and then I saw 20, but here 19 to 20, people were convicted of being witches. And they were either hanged or they were in prison, and imprisoned. And all of this took place in Salem Village in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, which is now Danvers, Massachusetts. So, yeah,
I didn't know that.
There was actually 2. I mean, I'm going to touch on this later, but I'll say it now. Salem consisted of like 2 towns. It was like Salem Village and Salem Town.
Oh.
And Salem Town was more wealthy and prosperous, and Salem Village was like
the normal.
Yeah, it was poor. Yeah, it was poor. Fun fact, did you guys know that I lived in Springfield, Massachusetts for like 2 years before I moved here? Did I ever tell you guys?
You did, but it's so weird to think that you did. Because I was thinking like New York for a while.
Yeah.
And then you're in
I'm
Massachusetts.
from New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we briefly, that was like one of those like, let's go here, why not? But I never went to Salem. But I don't think when I was a kid I actually like understood.
Yeah, I didn't really know much about it either.
Massachusetts is wild, man.
This is why we're here.
This is why we're learning right now. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So, the Salem Witch Trials was not like it was not something brand new, and it was not something like that was new to just a new. What am I trying to say? Like a new heard of thing. Like, you know, like, oh my God, they're killing witches. This is so brand new. What the hell? So the Salem Witch Trials, they were actually late to the game in terms of being on the hunting witches.
Okay.
Really? Witches. Yeah.
It started in Europe.
Yes, it did.
Okay, I thought I saw that
Good.
before, but I didn't really look into it. Yeah.
So the witch hunts or witch trials started in Europe somewhere between 1300 and 1330. And this fact I thought was just kind of crazy. Witch hunts and executing witches actually ended in the late 18th century, with the last known execution taking place in Switzerland in 1782.
What?
Oh.
1782, they were still like, bitch you a witch.
Bitch you a witch.
Yeah, bitch you a witch. I know.
Witch.
And I thought that was crazy because, yes, 1782 is a long time ago, but it's not, you know?
Yeah, it's only a couple hundred years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than a couple. No.
17,
1,
18,
2,
19, 20,
3, like
300 years ago.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's wild.
The fact that they were that superstitious to be like,
you're a witch, bitch.
You a witch,
Yeah.
bitch.
I guess I just didn't realize that it was like throughout Europe too. I thought it was just to Massachusetts.
No.
Right.
Whoa.
So, 3/4 of these European witch hunts, they took place in Germany, the Low Countries, France, Northern Italy, and Switzerland. So they were all up there being like, fuck, we gotta kill these witches. They're ruining our lives.
Yo, witches!
And it is believed that between 40 to 60,000 people, didn't specify men or women, just between 40 to 60,000 were executed during this time. Wow.
That's
a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
especially back then when like people just died easily too of just disease.
right.
So it's like you're killing good people off that could be like breeding right now.
It's like not only are they trying to fight for like surviving their times, it's like now they also have to survive. Motherfuckers think I'm a damn witch.
Yeah.
You know? So shit's wild. You wild 18th century.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we weren't born in that age. We're like, because I feel like it's hard to say if we would have been free thinkers because, you know.
Right.
That's
but
true.
free thinkers back then were, like, labeled as witches.
Yeah. Yep. You had to go with, like, the status quo and everything, like, stay down this tunnel of everything that's designed for you, like, follow it to a T.
That's crazy.
That'd be wild. All right. So why witch hunters? Why you hit what did I don't even know what I just said. Witch hunters. Y'all. Words are hard today. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Blame the Mimosas.
I know. I'm blaming all of this. Here we go. I'm gonna say it right now. Don't at me for anything that I say moving forward. Okay? Okay. Because I will look at your comment and be like, you can't see what I'm doing, but alrighty then.
But they can, though.
But they can, though.
But you know.
So, these so-called witches, and I hate that because they're human freaking beings, like they're people, but...
Anyways.
Witches.
These witches.
They were thought to be followers of Satan, doing his deeds and shit. You know, Satan gonna come down and be like, can you do my deeds and shit? And that they traded their souls for his help. So, here's my soul, now help me with these things. So that's what they thought that these people were doing.
Is there a possibility that some of them were, though?
It could be. I mean,
I feel like even to this day, I mean, there
are witches.
Yeah, no, of course. There's a possibility. I mean, you have to think back then, all you have, you have your religion.
Yeah.
You have the people around you that, believe in that as well, and you have your imagination. So.
Yeah. A lot of imagination. They didn't have a lot of things to distract them back in the day, so I feel like their imagination just ran wild, too.
That's true.
When trying to understand the witch trials, you have to think just what times were like for them. Just like we were saying, as modern people, we think that, you're crazy. These people were ignorant. They let fear take over them. They didn't give these people a chance because the majority people believed in the idea of witches. So you didn't really have a chance to prove anybody wrong, Yeah. But stepping outside of that, trying to understand where they were coming from, you have to consider the common beliefs that were around that time, the culture, and the thought process. It's the 16 freaking hundreds, and like I was saying, all they had was their imagination.
Yeah.
Throw some rocks. Maybe, like, I don't know,
chop a tree,
climb a wall,
cook some bread.
Cook
some bread. Yeah.
Ooh, carbs would probably be really good. I'm almost done.
I'm done.
You're done?
Dude, that is so good.
Can we just, like, hold it up for them?
Well, you need to...
I need to read.
Where's our bucket?
Our bucket's right here, y'all.
Woohoo! We have a bucket. We thought it'd be a lot easier.
It would be a lot easier.
Oh, there goes my burps again.
How cute is this?
It's
Y'all, this is our ice bucket.
You can't.
It's a jack-o'-lantern. Oh, so
thing.
cute. Yeah,
okay, so while she's pouring her a drink, she gonna pour you a drink. Ooh, wee, woo. Wee, woo, wee, woo.
Yes.
Do you want me to fill you up
good.
while I'm here?
Yeah, while you're here.
You know what I mean?
Might as well. Are they ASMRing this? Can they hear that?
I think so.
Probably.
ASMR. Can you grab mine real quick?
Yes.
So all they had their imagination, perfect segue, and they had alcohol.
They did have alcohol.
Everybody has alcohol. I mean,
did.
even the Egyptians that we talked about last week,
They've had alcohol since the beginning of time.
Dude, if there's a will, there is a way to have some fun. These people, that's rude. These people. Saleminians?
Saleminians.
We're gonna make up that word.
Saleminians.
Yes. From now on,
I like
Saleminian is people who lived in Salem.
Doesn't look
If you still live in Salem, you're a Saleminian.
Do you like that?
Is that okay?
Is that okay? Because
okay?
that's what we're calling you from now on.
So, the Saleminians, they were Puritans. That was their belief. And from what I read, Puritans of that time, I don't know if this is still true. I didn't look too much on the religion of it, but they were very strict about their practices, and their faith was always in the forefront of everything that they did.
Are Puritans still a thing today?
Yes.
Are they?
That's a
I
religion.
believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So, due to this, there was a strong belief in the devil, and recent events that had happened kind of just made them, like, they were scared. Or they were scared. They were scared, and I think that they had, like, just one thing after another, after another, after another. They were just like, this is the devil's doing, you know? So, Things that they had going on at that time that just kind of like were the catalyst to the Salem Witch Trials movement. They just went through the smallpox epidemic.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they did.
I mean, hello, 2020. Neighboring Native American tribes were threatening them.
Okay.
The British war with France was happening in the American colonies, and they were having issues and rivalries. Why is that so hard to say? Rivalries. With that other town that I mentioned earlier, so Salem town.
So they were fighting.
The bougie bitches, yeah. The bougie bitches were fighting with the non-bougie bitches. So yeah, and they were poor. Salem Village was going through some shit. They were poor. Their government was shit. Like, they had no political guidance for the people, and there was social divide, obviously. So there was no one there to really tell them, like, this is what we should... There was no one there in the right frame of mind, I should say, because they ended up getting a leader.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
But, yeah. And all of these factors, they were just a breeding ground for fear.
Okay.
It's fear and ignorance, you know, and that can be said, yes, today in 2020. Yeah. Fear and ignorance is, you know,
still predominantly.
It's still a thing. Yes, we're not going to get into that.
No.
Yes. But if you feel me, you feel me. If you feel me, you feel... Y'all.
If you know, you know.
How are we here? Because the vodkas and seltzers from last week didn't get me.
No, it's champagne, y'all. Okay, I swear to God. It's champagne. I can drink a lot, and that's not necessarily a good thing. But champagne.
She's old enough too.
Yes, I am 26 years old. I literally, one glass of champagne can do it for me. And also, like, I'm drinking this freaking liquid IV because I am going to feel sick later. Hashtag sponsors in the future.
Liquid IV, we love you.
We love you so much.
How you feeling, Evelyn? Are you...
Oh, I'm tingling.
We here. I don't know where we're going to be at the end of this, but here's to hoping this is a good episode.
We'll hope, like, we'll end it good if we're here or not.
If we're here or not, if I'm on the floor.
Just,
we'll, hopefully end this well.
So how did the trials start? Well, and I know, Evelyn, you have more information on this as well, but the daughter and niece of Samuel Parris. Now, is it Parris or Parish?
I think it's Parish. I always read it as Parish.
My bad.
I could be wrong, too.
I'm pretty sure it was Parish.
It's Parish. Right. I just can't type. The daughter and
The nephew?
The nephew?
Niece of Samuel Parrish. Now, Samuel Parrish was the minister of Salem Village. So they began having, like, they would just start freaking the fuck out, okay? Basically, they'd have these violent contortions. They'd have uncontrollable outbursts of screaming. Like, these bitches went a buck wild. And they were, respectively, 9 and 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
The girls.
The girls were, yes.
They were so young.
They were so young, but it's like, have you ever heard of, like, puberty and temper tantrums?
Yeah.
And or making things up.
And or making things up.
And or making things up.
And or living in a really shitty environment. So there are many factors that could have, like...
Affected
them. But yeah, like, conditions... And that's something to consider. Conditions weren't that great.
Right.
There could have been many reasons that they could have been acting like that. But I did find that in 1976, they did a Science magazine published research stating that the fungus ergot, which is found in rye, wheat, and other cereals, could have caused such symptoms back in the day. So that could have been in their food, and that could have been something that would have sparked that. But again, there's so many factors.
Like just bipolar. Like there's a lot of mental things that could have been happening that was not diagnosed back then.
Right, because they didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, they relied so heavily on superstitions and their belief.
Right.
And that's not anything, you know, that I'm not bashing religion. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying back then, that's where their forefront was. It wasn't medicine. It wasn't science, because that didn't really exist. It was where their religion took them, you know.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, the doctor was like, you bitches are bewitched.
You bitches are bewitched.
You bitches, there's some bewitching shit going on.
Who bewitched you?
Who bewitched you? Y'all bitches be crazy.
And that turned into, who do I hate?
Yes. You know,
yes.
right?
Oh,
like,
dear Lord.
who is going to be the person that, if I accuse them, would easily be believable? Is anyone else sweating? My back is so sweaty.
Guys, this is the stuff that we do for you. We turn off our AC so you have nice audio.
Oh my gosh.
It's starting to get toasty.
It's starting to get toasty.
It's also the champagne.
It's also, yep, here we are. So then, they were diagnosed. Diagnosed with bewitchment. Listen. I need to be like, there's many times where I'm sure Jerry, who if you guys don't know is my husband, is probably like, this bitch is bewitched. There is a freaking spell. This bitch is crazy. It's probably every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were, there you go. Diagnosis bewitchment. Put that as an ICD-9 code. And then so other girls started experiencing those same exact symptoms.
Or they were
crazy.
following suit.
Or I
think what happened was one person started it, and it was like, you're my friend, you go and do this so we can get some other people accused.
Yeah, think about it. They're 9 and 11. They, like, do everything that your friend does, whether you think you should or not.
Right,
like,
and it could be also the status. You know, they were having a social divide, too, so it was like, and this is all speculation. It's like, ooh, if the parish girls who are pretty high up there are saying this happened, maybe I can get in the good with them and get special bread tonight for dinner.
Special bread.
And, you know, because they were in the lower class in the Salem Village.
It's possible.
But it's that mass hysteria.
Yep.
Yes. The mass hysteria, it spreads like cancer. Anyway, all right.
Okay, well, I think that's a good segue to go into one of the first 3 women that were accused ever of being witches. I don't know how to say this name, and I'm so sorry.
Tituba.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I looked it up last night. It's Tituba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these 3 women were firstly accused by Abigail Williams. And Abigail Williams...
Was that the niece or the daughter? That's a niece.
She was a 12-year-old cousin who was accused. Like, she accused her neighbor, a guy, of witchcraft.
Okay.
And also accused these women. And her accusation led to the Salem Witch Trials.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
So she was like the catalyst.
Yes.
She accused Tituba and these 3 other women, and she said that she saw their ghost come into their house and then just started giving them pain, like giving her pain. So, like, they were making her arm hurt, they were making her stomach hurt, they were just making all her body hurt for some reason, and she saw her ghost. And I'm going to focus more on Sarah than I would, like, the other 2, but they were also, like, I'm also going to bring them up. But Sarah, they were all jailed because they were accused and they didn't want anyone else to be hurt by them.
Yeah.
So a little background on Tituba.
Yeah.
This was Parrish's slave and she was from the Caribbean. Now I'm noting the Caribbean because it is said that she would tell their girls tales of voodoo and magic and all this stuff. So part of it was thinking that the girls took that and basically ran with it.
So they were all jailed in the same jailhouse, and they didn't know each other, but because they were in that jail cell or that same area, they heard of each other. And so when it came to trial, Sarah Good was the first person that was interviewed, right? And so she was like, I'm innocent. Like, I don't know anything. I'm not a witch. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
Right?
Back the fuck up.
Right. And the judge asked, like, the judge, I think it was a guy, he asked the 3 children to look at Sarah and be like, is this the woman that's hurting you? And the children were like, yes. Even though Sarah was like, I don't know these girls.
Yeah, I've never met these
Oh my
girls.
god, okay. Kids will be like, you ask them a question, they'll say yes to anything.
Yeah, sure. Why not? But these girls had, like, they had some power, you know? So, anyways.
Okay.
Right.
Let's move on.
It's warm in here.
But then the other 2 women went to trial, and Sarah Osborne and Tituba.
Okay.
Right? And they started placing the blame on the other ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
that.
they're just like,
I didn't look that up.
Yeah, they're like, no,
Yeah,
let's see.
that.
Tituba was, okay, so it's here in my notes I put that Tituba was the last one to be interrogated, and though she made a full confession.
Yeah.
After it was like, oh no, I didn't do it. But then she's like, oh yes, I did it. Yeah, she blamed the other ladies for making Tituba,
the girls.
Her girl.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. And then she said, Sarah Good and Osborne made me hurt the children. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Super.
But you know what's so sad is, and this is going to be a common theme, especially with that, is that they felt like they had no choice. And
Right.
to get out of the torment and the torture and the poor jail conditions and all of that, like, they were just like, fuck it, I'm going to give them what they want.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, there's also that thing that, like, they were all religious back then, so they had that mindset, like, oh shit, did I actually get bewitched? So some of them, like, I was looking into it, was like, they're so, like religious, so they're like, wait a minute, did I go against God?
Did this actually happen?
Yeah.
Wow.
So some of them actually did believe that.
That's
they did
wild.
it. Yeah.
But get this, I'm sorry, we're gonna go back to Tutuba.
Yeah.
The only reason she confessed is because her slave owner was beating her and abusing her to make her confess.
That's really sad.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's really sad.
That's awful.
But she gets, so I was looking up, like, what happened to her afterwards, and after the witch trials, her history kind of just stops, but it said that she was sold.
Yeah, she was. I have that in my notes here.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone, so if we're going to go back to Sarah Osborne and Sarah Good. So Sarah Osborne died in prison waiting to be executed. Sarah Good was the first person to ever be executed, along with 4 other women. And Tituba, she was that slave in the parish household, but she was released from jail a year after the trial, and then she was sold. Like, the slave owner paid her prison fees and then sold her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So sad.
That's awful.
But I wonder if it was, like, better for her to be out of jail at least.
To be out of those conditions.
At least she wasn't...
Because like she said, like, Sarah Osborne died in jail because of the poor conditions.
Yeah,
you know? Like, they just didn't give a shit. And it's not like in jails today, it's like, all right,
you're gonna get 3 meals a day. You have
yeah,
some recreation
you
time.
know,
still you have doctors and things like this place. The jails back then were like ridden with mice, and like it was just not
the
a
worst
good,
of the worst.
Yeah,
right. It's just.
So that's one sad tale.
Yeah,
that's one sad tale.
So, are you gonna get more into Sarah Good?
No,
later?
that's it. That's all about it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was the one. I think the reason why she's like in history is because she didn't take blame for it. She's like, I don't know these kids, even though they were like, I saw her flying on a broomstick. She like made me do, like, she hurt me. I saw her in my bedroom, and she's like, I have never seen these kids. Like, I think that's why she went down in history, and that's why people talk about her when they talk about the Salem trials, is because she stood up for what she knew was right.
Which one of you guys has Bridget Bishop? Yeah, she was one of the first ones executed as well. Okay, so there were 5 types of evidence that was considered during the witch trials, whenever they were having their trials. If it can even be trials, it's not trials, but yeah. So the first one was asking the accused person to take a test. So, for example, one of the tests would be, to say the Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
The thing is, they would do this in court. And the accusers, like, for example, the little girls, would start, like, screaming and, like, yelling and contortions and everything every time they said the Lord's Prayer. So it was hard for them to like...
concentrate.
Not only to concentrate, but to prove, like, okay, I'm trying to say this.
Yeah.
But... They're
these
freaking
girls
out.
Are, like, making a show over
exactly.
there. Yeah.
So it's like, this is fucked up. I can't do anything.
Right.
So it made them hard to, like, to pass
to
this
say the
stupid test.
Yeah.
You know? The second piece of evidence was physical evidence on the quote-unquote witch. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. If they had any birthmarks, warts, moles, any other blemishes, that was a possible way for the Satan to enter. So, Evelyn, that beautiful birthmark that you have on your face,
you're a witch.
It's the devil came right there.
Dude,
right through your face. Like, ridiculous. Oh, no! Witch hat on you.
Oh, man.
Like, and I know it's
how ridiculous is that? Like, think about it. How many people do you know that has a birthmark?
I
have a birthmark right
everywhere.
on my... Yeah, everywhere.
Literally, it's just... And again, we have to find grace and some sort of consideration for those times. But, and as modern people, it just makes us angry. Because it's like, common sense. Alright, so the third piece of evidence, I'm getting there. There's 5. We're halfway. More than halfway.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Witness testimony. So, anybody that could say... My life is fucked up because of bewitchment or because of this person, the Satan entering her body and her coming into contact with me. All someone had to do was say that about another person. and then boom.
And no evidence.
No evidence, yeah.
Just an accusation.
Yep, just be like, I sneezed today because I'm allergic to dogs, but I don't know I'm allergic to dogs because it's the 16th century. It was Evelyn. Bitch got me sick.
She's a witch. She's a witch.
And they'll actually put you in jail because they don't want your spirit to roam.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense.
Based off of an accusation. No proof.
So many people were accused.
The fourth one is spectral evidence. Now, the Puritans believed that Satan could not take the form of any unwilling person. Like, you had to want to have Satan just take over your body. But like, Satan, oh, come on.
Oh my gosh,
Come on.
Keegan and Peele.
So, therefore, if anyone saw a ghost in the form of someone that was accused, then that person must be a witch. So if they, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, if they saw a ghost or a spirit in the form of the accused, so
then that person was considered a witch.
So like the girls did with Sarah Good. Like,
yeah.
She was sleeping in her house, but then supposedly the girls saw her walking in her bedroom.
Spectral evidence. That's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
I see shadows all the time. Does that mean? Yo, my pits are sweaty. The last one is confession. So again, going back to it, this is what sucks the most. I just flapped my arm. Do you see that? These women confessed because they thought they had to.
Yeah.
They thought they had to. And again, what you said is that they may have questioned it themselves. Yeah. And anyone that confessed wasn't executed. So, if you didn't confess, if you were like, nah, bitch, like, I'm a normal fucking person, leave me alone, then it's like, okay, then we must kill you. But if you were like, okay, I did this, then you, I don't know if you were let go. You probably were.
I think you were, like, tortured, right?
Could have been.
Well, they were tortured the whole time, like, trying to get that confession.
But, so part of repentance, if you confessed, was helping convict others. Yeah.
That makes so much sense, though.
Yeah. So then all they had to do was name all these bitches that they didn't like, you know?
Or, like, people that were already in jail.
Right. And one of the first person to be tried and found guilty was Bridget Bishop, which Evelyn will touch on today.
And I do need to apologize because Sarah Good was not the first to be executed. She was one of the first to be accused.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So, how and why it ended. In total, 19 to 20 people were killed, albeit, I'll say murdered because
that's what they were.
They were murdered.
They were hung.
Because they had no grounds, literally no fucking evidence to kill them. 14 of those were women. 5 of them were actually men. And I will say I didn't actually look up the male portion of it just because we were focusing on those women.
Yeah.
And I read something that 2 dogs were killed.
Dogs?
Yes!
Okay, that's
how dare you? They
not the dogs!
I am so angry now.
We're done with this podcast.
I'm walking out.
Did they shit in the wrong place? Did they not eat what they were supposed to? Like, did they have rabies? I mean,
did they start barking at someone?
You know what? It could be rabies.
Maybe.
What if they didn't know about that disease back then?
They probably didn't. Yeah. So frustrating.
So mad.
And roughly 150 men, women, and children were accused.
Mm-hmm. By these 5 bitches who started everything else.
Wild. So, by 1962, oh fuck, I went on for a moment. By September of 1692, or sometime in 1692, everything, like the hysteria started to die down, and people started to turn against the trials. Some people started getting common sense, but really, the Hot Mess Express started to, with Samuel Parrish at the fucking, like, he's the conductor. It started to lose its steam because the governor... the governor of the colony, his wife was accused.
Oh, no.
And
he's like, no,
He's like, no, bitches, okay, I'm not for this anymore. This bitch she's going through menopause.
It was all okay until the wife got involved.
Only just a dream. And so then he ordered an end to the trials.
Okay.
Now,
of course,
the Massachusetts General Court later annulled all of the guilty verdicts for those that were accused of being witches, and they granted like the families like a bunch of shit, like I'm sorry, here, you know, we're giving you all of this, but everyone was bitter. Everyone was like, you know, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, what makes it okay now? And that's, you know, that's the Salem Witch Trials, man.
Dude.
That was the.
Yeah, no, I feel you. That's I think
like just sweaty.
I think it's about time to
Refill.
Honestly,
this
this is where we would add our sponsors if we had any. So, girl,
I got you.
why do you keep doing this to me?
That's because you know what, you need to catch up with us because
We've literally each had
Evelyn.
This is my third one.
But yours was like halfway through.
So if you want to sponsor us,
if you want to
these
sponsor
shenanigans,
Liquid IV, looking at you, Patron. I'd love for you to sponsor us. Any champagne,
Kettle
companies,
One,
local bars
oh look,
or breweries.
oh my gosh, I'm about to go for it. Oh no, I'm not.
girl, just
Am I
throw
go
it
for
over
it?
here. Just throw it over here.
Okay.
Here we go.
3 mimosas deep.
3 mimosas deep.
Yeah.
Now we need. Okay, Christian, can you like grab us?
Are we? If I have one more, I might be on the floor.
It's okay.
Recording.
We'll be okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
So that was the history of the witch trials. Now we're going to talk about just some women. We kind of highlighted on them a little bit of the witch trials and the accused. And which one of y'all tipsy bitches are going first?
All right, I will do a Susanna Martin. I'm not going to do her because clearly.
Oh my gosh.
But I will talk about her.
Oh, I see what you did there. You pulled a Sherilyn.
She
I
did.
did pull a Sherilyn.
Sherilyn.
You know, bad influences though.
I do what I can. Somebody come get me.
Can we get through one episode without that song?
I love how literally every single IGTV video, I literally go, somebody come get me.
Oh man.
Bless. You know who I blame for that?
Yourself.
No. Well, yes, but Zach.
Oh my god, it was Zach!
Zach, you freaking...
we hate you.
I hope you're listening to this, and you did this to me.
Okay, let's just get into Susanna Martin.
Certified freak.
Okay, that's gonna be our next
Okay,
one.
moving on. Moving on. Let's talk
Sip
about...
your drink, Sherilyn.
I'm working on it. All right. I'll do my best.
Okay, so Susanna Martin, a.k.a. Goody Martin.
Goody Martin.
Goody Martin. Oh. So at first, I was like so confused because they kept calling her Goody Martin. I was like, is this her rap name or her street name? Like they'd be like, okay, Goody walked into court.
Hey yo, Goody, what's up?
So I was like, hold up. But then I like researched another person. They also called her Goody. So I found out that Goody was just a short term for good wife, and they used it as like instead of a Mrs. or a Miss, they used say Goody something.
Oh,
so it
interesting.
Was unfortunately not her rap name.
Yeah.
But it's now up for grabs for you.
I know, right? Goody, Here she is.
Here she is. Okay, so Susanna Martin was born in England, and then she moved to Salisbury, Massachusetts at 18 with her family. And then when she was 25, she married George Martin and moved to Amesbury, Massachusetts, and they became like the two first, like, not the first, but like residents there.
Oh,
like the earliest ones there.
Oh, cool.
So they had 8 children, one of which, okay, these are just like fun facts, y'all.
Fun facts.
Because I feel like we just need something to like uplift us a little bit. Like this is very heavy. So she had children. She had 8 children. One was Jane, and she became the great grandmother. So that's 4 right there. Great.
Yo, good. I'm trying to do it away from the mic.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's do that over.
You guys wanted to do this.
Okay, the only reason we're doing champagne or mimosas is because this is actually happening during the day.
Yeah.
But okay. Great grandmother of President Chester A. Arthur. So freaking Susanna Martin has like presidential blood running through her. Okay.
What did he say?
Nothing.
We're just gonna ignore her for a
I
little bit.
don't think Shirley knew that was the President Martha.
A Martha?
Wait, is that not what you just said?
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wait, what was the president? MacArthur?
No! Okay, y'all.
We're gonna get through this.
President Chester. Okay, hold up.
That's his first name?
Okay, President Chester A. Arthur.
Arthur. Not MacArthur.
Not MacArthur.
No,
I don't think MacArthur was a president, was he? I think he was a general.
Charles, is that really a president?
Yes. Not Charles. Chester. Okay, I'm getting hot. As per usual.
Oh, it is.
No, what number was it?
21st.
The 21st president.
If you
Yes.
didn't know that, now you do.
Now you'll know that, okay, so one of our witches had presidential blood in her, y'all.
What?
Okay.
presidential blood.
Okay, you need to,
Sherilyn's on the ground.
Sherilyn, just stay on the ground, please.
Bye, Sherilyn.
Goodbye. It's just me and Evelyn's show right now. So. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so the accusations. They first started in 1669. She was first accused of witchcraft by William Sargent Jr.
Ooh.
Okay, but her husband had her back, and he was like, hold up, nah. Let's sue Sargent for slander. What are you doing?
She's hitting the camera?
Her husband. Here, drink this. I think he needs some liquid IV. Oh my god. No. Don't change anything and look at the camera. See this?
She's
You see yourself? Look at the...
What's wrong? Now I'm not looking directly into the camera. What's wrong? My
Fix
hair?
that.
This is all being edited out. It's fine.
Where are we? Chester.
We're trying to get past Chester.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, there goes that pumpkin.
Right, we're back.
All right. Chester A. Arthur.
Okay.
Okay, let's move past him. I'm so done with him.
Yeah. If anyone didn't know, he's the 21st president.
Okay.
Here we go.
So the accusations first started in 1669. She was first accused of witchcraft by a William Sargent Jr. But her husband, he had her back and was like, we're going to sue Sargent for slander.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And then after they sued, all the witchcraft charges were dropped.
Oh.
Dang!
So everything was dropped. She was good. 1686, however, her husband dies. And he leaves Susanna as a poor, impoverished widow.
That's
Damn.
Yeah,
From being like the
really,
first lady to...
I mean, she wasn't, but...
No,
Wait,
she's
she
like the
wasn't-
she's not the first-
great-great-great-grandmother.
She's the grandmother.
Where was I?
You were on the floor! She's the grandmother.
First lady.
In
Oh,
the
shit.
future, she is going to have a grandson that is a president. She didn't get
Oh!
You there now?
I'm here.
I was just
like,
giving some fun facts. y'all.
Okay.
There was no president back in the day. Back in
Alright.
colonial periods.
Wow.
Because they were still, they had a queen.
Really?
They had a queen.
When did Hamilton happen? 1781?
Like, after that.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Who's
y'all.
the best? Orphan, son of orphans.
Alexander Hamilton.
Oh no.
No.
I'm so done.
This is the podcast. We're tipsy every time
I
we
gotta
get
pee.
straight.
Okay, let's do this. So, 1692, Salem Witch Trials officially begin, right?
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
Did they?
Did they? They did. According to my research.
So, Susanna gets accused of witchcraft again, including...
What?
Oh no. Wait. Did you move that?
Yes.
My foot hit
She
it.
did.
Did it stop?
No, it just doesn't look right.
It's
What's the problem? Can you go sit on the floor again? 1692, that's where we're at.
No president.
No president. Susanna is accused of witchcraft, including bewitching oxen and causing them to drown in a river, attempting to recruit a couple guys into witchcraft, and then,
Yep.
So to all of her accusations, she replied, I have led a virtuous and holy life. So throughout her testimony, she quoted scripture, and she kind of used that as her defense, saying that, like, a witch shouldn't be able to, like, quote scripture or, like, talk about God. Yeah. Like, that's just not in them to do that.
That makes sense.
But...
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Clergy Cotton Mather?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Mather or Mather?
Tomatoes, tomatoes. Don't add us.
Yeah, something. Clergy Cotton Mather used that her defense, he used that against her, stating, quote, "Devil's servants were capable of putting on a show of perfect innocence and godliness." Unquote.
So they couldn't win. Like,
no matter what they said.
Lose.
Yeah. No matter what. And take note also, all of the people that were accused were not allowed any counsel, so they were acting as their own defense attorney.
Oh my god.
So you had no, it was like either confess or die.
Yeah, they weren't allowed counsel. They weren't even allowed any, like, witnesses on behalf of them. Right. So, they were really, like, them against the world.
So what was even the point of doing any of the trials? You know, it's like, at that point, you might as well just fucking...
Just, like, kill them.
Kill them.
Already, yeah. But, I mean, they probably wanted it to look, like...
official.
We made a trial.
We gave you a trial. You could have been not a witch.
Yeah.
But all of this, like, trials, that's why in the beginning, like, you were saying, should we even call this a trial?
Yeah,
like, it's not a trial. It's not. Okay. But anyway, so she was found guilty and hung July 19th of 1692 in Salem. So some reasons why she may have been accused. She wasn't very popular. So this is where we start into, like, blaming people that we don't like. Yeah. Okay. Susanna was known to be very blunt and argumentative. That had led her into being involved in 6 unsuccessful lawsuits for her father's estate, as well as being in court several times for other offenses. So she has like a history kind of being in court already. Like, people don't like her. And she once called her neighbor a liar and a thief. She spoke her mind and didn't care what people thought. And, okay, so this probably didn't help her in her court case. But when she was, like, brought into the trial, the girls started having their fits or whatever.
Of course.
Like, they were putting on their show.
The 5 girls.
Yeah.
And she just, like, laughed at them.
Yes, honey. That's awesome.
This is someone I want to hang out with.
Yes.
Yeah, she just, like, burst out laughing. And, like...
that's why she's a bad bitch.
Yeah, she is a fucking bad bitch, but, like, that didn't help her, because they're like, oh, she's a witch.
Yeah.
She's laughing at them.
Why was she laughing at them? Yeah.
So, that didn't help her. She was asked if she had any compassion for those who were afflicted by the specters or the ghosts or spirits, whatever.
Yeah.
And she says, quote, "No, I have none."
Yeah!
No, I have none.
That's awesome! Quote, nah.
Nah, I'm good.
No, I don't have
I'm
any
straight.
compassion.
I'm goody. Wait, was this goody?
This Goody.
This is Goody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all Goody.
Yeah.
She's
like, I'm Goody. Oh,
We
good.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You
love
probably
her.
read into this a little bit too, because they did this to a lot of the witches. Mm-hmm. But to find physical evidence, did you know about, like...
About the witch's mark?
Kind of. But they... Okay. She underwent.
We're here. TBH in English class.
So she underwent 2 physical exams because they were trying to find something. And what was that something that they wanted to find? Well, they were trying to find a witch's tit.
The fuck? What's a witch's tit?
It is
a third nipple?
Pretty much. A protuberance from which she could feed her familiar.
What the fuck?
Familiar?
A familiar is like, you know, like...
Have you watched Sabrina?
Yeah.
Her
like, cat or, like...
Yeah. It's like their spiritual guide or that protects them or
But
something?
it, like, manifests itself into, like, an animal.
Yeah.
So, like, a cat or, like, a spider.
Is that why Salem's a thing for Sabrina the Teenage
Witch? Yes. But you find out more about familiars if you watch the Chilling Tales. Like, did you watch the one on Netflix?
Did.
Yeah,
I watched
did too.
all of them. Yeah. But,
they canceled that show. That makes me so mad. Did you know the next season is the last season? And that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I like that.
I did like the show.
Were you anyway.
Yes. Protuberances Witch's tit.
Witch's tit. That's so stupid.
I know, it's so dumb.
Like, what if she had a tumor? Or what if she did have a third nipple, which is a thing?
It is. And, they didn't find that on her. But, you know what they took note of?
Did she have saggy tits or something?
We're getting there.
Oh, God! Oh, no! Okay, continue, please. Here we go.
So, quote, in the morning, her nipples were found to be full, as if milk would come. But by late afternoon, her breasts were slack, as if milk had already been given to something or someone, unquote. So, they're like, and they literally took this as proof that she was a witch, and that is why she got sentenced. Because her boobs were, like, full in the morning or in the afternoon, it wasn't. But, like, I was gonna say, whenever you're, like, this is super TMI, but, like, when you're going on your period, or, like, the week before my period, my boobs get bigger.
Yeah, they're fuller.
And then, like, it's like, I don't know, everybody's bodies are different, but hormones are different, and they took that as evidence that she was a witch. She must have fed her familiar.
She must have, Saggy Titty McGee just had saggy titties. Leave the bitch alone. Was she older?
I'm not. Yes, she
was.
She was.
She had
She was like 70 years old by this time.
70?
70 years old, I believe, or in that 70s-ish.
Gravity, man, everything falls to the ground.
So but they were saying that was full and then it sagged.
Well, first of all, how rude, like how demeaning is it for her? And they were probably all fucking men that did this.
I think there was some women that actually checked into it.
Did they?
But, like,
okay, good. But still,
I think men were present, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, dirty little.
It's awful.
Nasty. Salem Minions.
Salem Minions.
Salem Minions. Fucking.
I mean, back in the day,
Back in the day.
Minions.
If you are a current day Salem Minion, first of all, if we've reached all the way to Massachusetts, holy shit,
holy
thank
crap.
you. But also, we don't mean you.
Yeah, we like Salem Minions. Just not the ones that were, like, accusing witches of...
Not before the 16th
Bitches
century.
of being witches.
Bitches of being witches.
No. But, okay, so she was convicted. She was sentenced. Whether she was a witch or not was never truly proven. So, but in Halloween of 2001, Susanna and 5 others, including Bridget Bishop, were exonerated by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Yep. Well, so, better late than never. I mean, thank you.
At least at this point, we're trying to make
like,
rights.
It's fine.
It's fine, just kidding. I bet they were like ghosts and they were like, really, motherfuckers? Like,
now?
I know, all in their ghostly form. Like, they're all just like,
about time!
Like, are you shitting me?
So fucked up. But again, like, she did not confess to anything. She was like, no, I am innocent, and that's why she died.
Right. So. That's awesome. I love how she was the outspoken one, like probably what we would consider to be like how modern day women think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she was just ahead of her time, and that's what.
And that's why they were like, "Oh,
they
you
had to
must
find
be a
something.
witch."
Yeah.
They found.
And that was and that's the story of what's her name again?
Her name is Susanna Martin.
All right. Well, that was thank you, for that and everything that happened before that.
Oh no,
that was a good time. It might be edited out.
It's probably going to get edited out. At least most of it.
You'll get bits and pieces. All right, Evelinian.
Oh!
That's it!
Even though it just felt natural. I know it's like tagging off as Evelinian. However, Evelinian. Coronavirus. Evelinian.
I gotta pee. Can I go pee?
You can go pee before we
Let's
start.
take a break.
Right, let's
take a break.
Okay, so next person we're gonna talk about is Bridget Bishop. My feet are getting hot. And welcome back from our break, actually, because we just took a break.
We did just take. This is again where our sponsors would be if we had them Liquid IV.
And we have moved on from Mimosas to Liquid IV, except for
we
Hannah.
actually have, except for Hannah.
Well, you know what? I've been real and been drinking it the entire time, y'all.
That's true. She's been double fisting.
That's beautiful. That should be the image.
The thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
No.
Let's talk about our first girl to be executed.
Oh man, so sad.
So sad.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what I did. Hold on.
Well, in the meantime, Liquid IV. What's up? What else
do
you love?
HelloFresh, we love you.
HelloFresh for real though.
For real though.
Your meals are so good.
We're such busy people, man. It's so helpful.
It is so helpful.
I've never even tried it, and I love you.
No, HelloFresh. Because they just deliver your meals at the door. You, like, go on the app, you select them.
This is not an ad even.
It's not, but, like...
HelloFresh, you're getting a free ad right now.
You are. Oh, HelloFresh. We want to mesh.
Oh!
We like your food. Come sponsor us, dude. All right. Where are we?
Bridget Bishop. Alright, she was the first person to be executed in 1692. She had a lot of the same qualities that Martha Goody
Martha Martin. No, Susanna Martin.
Susanna Martin had. Okay, so she was also a widow.
Okay.
She was not very liked by the people around her. And so that's probably why she was accused, was because people didn't like her. She had already been accused of witchcraft more than a decade earlier than her, like, sentence.
Really?
Yeah. So, but she was let go due to a lack of evidence. And the second time, like, why they think that maybe she was accused, the second time is because she fits everyone's idea of a witch. She was elderly, she was poor, and she was very argumentative.
Okay. I'm seeing a pattern here.
So she spoke her damn mind?
She sure did.
Whoa.
10 people testified against her, and she was quickly found guilty and sentenced to death, and she was hung. So, the 10 people that testified against her, they said that...
Somebody come get her. She's a witch.
That.
Look, it was applicable. It actually was like, it fit in there.
That's what she said.
So they said that she killed her first 2 husbands. She was married 3 times.
Oh.
The first husband died, like, while she was giving birth to her son Christian, which was a girl, actually, her daughter Christian.
Oh, cute.
And then her second husband also passed away, but left her the house, but she, like, couldn't keep up with it. And so they say that she was, like, that she killed her 2 husbands, and that she would, like, she would walk by people and they would say that she pinched them, even though, like, she wouldn't. Yeah. And she would also steal eggs and scare horses. That's, like, part of the reason why she was accused.
She actually did that?
No.
Or they accused her of doing that?
That's what they accused her of doing that.
That's so stupid.
All her neighbors testified against her.
All
of her neighbors. It was said that she was abused by her husband, her second husband, but she also abused him.
She fought back?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Crazy. But yeah. So then they were all uncomfortable around her. They testified against her. And so then she was executed. She was convicted on July 10th and was hung the 19th. And instead of them, like, executing her and being like, okay, this was silly. Like, why are we believing these young girls? And why are all these people, like, saying that this is a witch? It was, instead of, like, gaining common sense, it was the beginning of dark times. Okay. And so that's all.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, she was, what is that word that you said?
Her breasts were slack?
Her breasts.
No, like, she was the last person to be,
exonerated.
Exonerated, yes.
She was exonerated.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Alright, so Bridget, yes, she was exonerated finally in 2001, along with 5 others. Martha, though. Let's get to Martha.
Martha, welcome to our show.
Beautiful.
Nice. That was awesome. That's good, yeah.
Here we go.
Why don't we have a singing career already?
Oh, yeah. Yep, here we go.
Alright, that's what we're doing next.
As Evelyn, the opera singer, looks at us like,
okay.
Fuck you,
bitches.
Okay.
So Martha.
Yes.
She lived in Andover, Massachusetts, with her husband and 7 children.
Whew!
It was originally 8.
Poor vagina.
I know. That's what I've been thinking about. All these people. Freaking Susanna was 8 children too.
Damn. Like, I mean, more power to you. If you're listening to this and you've had that many children, listen.
You're a warrior.
You are a freaking warrior. But I will say, your poor vagina.
Okay, so she lived in Andover with her family. And during the colonial times, it was, like, very common for smallpox, like you said earlier, to, like, go through the entire, like, sweep through the nation. So, that happened, and in 1690, a smallpox outbreak occurred in Andover. Her father, her 2 brothers, and several other family members passed away. And it was disputed, like, I read somewhere where it was her 2 children that died or her 2 nephews that died, so I'm not sure. Some children in her family died also. Sad.
Hold on. I just realized you guys switched stuff on your heads.
Yes.
When did this happen?
When I got angry at the house.
Where was I?
You were peeing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is where the issue comes. 6 others from Andover contracted smallpox and passed away. So, Martha's family got blamed for bringing the smallpox into Andover.
Oh.
So this is like a building block on we don't like this family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her family was blamed, even though they died too. But apparently some research was done, and I'm not sure who it was done by, but the likely cause of the outbreak was probably by new immigrants from England that came into Andover.
Right. That makes sense.
Right.
So that's most likely what happened, and then they just contracted it from them.
Right.
But they want to place blame on somebody, so they put it on them.
Right.
So Martha's brother-in-law was actually the first to be accused of witchcraft. And the reason was the Salem girls, which is the 5 girls that like accused everybody.
Should we say their names now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so their names are
Salem girls.
Abigail William, Ann Putin Jr., Mercy Lewis, Mary Walcott, and Elizabeth Hubbard.
Those are the 5 Salem girls that accused everybody.
They started the accusations. Abigail William being the first one to accuse Tituba.
Punch a bitch in her face. Just
punch a bitch in her
But
face.
I would punch her in her face as a young child and not as an adult.
Yes, let's make that very clear.
Let's make that very clear. So if I was also 10 years old, let's move on.
Yes. Anyway, so Salem girls. They had heard a rumor that her brother-in-law used folk magic to kill witches. So they heard this rumor, and that's probably what caused them to start like accusing him of witchcraft. So they accused him. He gets put in prison. He dies in prison because of awful like diseases and things. And so he was, dear Lord, do you hear that?
Yeah, well, it's been like pouring.
Anyway, so the reason why like this family started getting more attention is because of this brother-in-law was accused of witchcraft. So then the Salem girls accused Martha shortly after that, and then she got arrested. She got accused and put in prison. Jail. Because I think there's a difference there. I'm so lost in my notes right now, sorry.
I was
I'm
too.
trying to find my place.
I was too.
Okay. Arrested. Okay, yes, here we are. So the girls accused her of leading a 300-strong witch army, murdering and afflicting people with disease, and being promised, listen y'all, the position of Queen of Hell.
Ooh.
Martha Carey, they said the devil offered her the position of Queen of Hell.
The girl said this.
This is really bringing me back to Salem.
It's Sabrina, I know.
So they accused her of that. She denied all the accusations, but the Salem girls reacted violently, of course, when they saw her, and they said they saw the devil walk in with her. She, in return, charged them of insanity.
Oh.
She was like, these girls, they're not right.
Yeah,
like, something's
of course.
going on with them. Despite her denying the accusations, Martha and her children, her young children at that, were thrown in jail.
Oh my God.
So, and the reason that her children were thrown in jail with her was to try to get a confession out of her faster. So, yep. So they tried to get that confession out of her faster. Then people started testifying against her. Others who were accused of witchcraft used her. So she started becoming the scapegoat. It became like the trend to blame Martha. Ugh. So
Dude, that sucks.
all these people, I know,
seriously?
all these people are like getting off free, and Martha's like having all these accusations come in rolling. So 3 of her sons and 1 of her daughters were tortured and ended up confessing to witchcraft and testifying against Martha.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's such a thing, though.
Awful.
They tortured them to get them to confess.
And mind you, one of the sons was 10 years old, and the daughter was 7. And they were torturing them to get this, like, confession out of them, and to, like, have them, her own children, testify against her.
Ridiculous.
That's awful.
So, they confessed to witchcraft, and then they testified against their mother, saying that she had made them get baptized and sign their name in a book. So, yeah, that happened. What a prisoner who was looking on while these children were being tortured stated, quote, "They were tied neck and heels till the blood was ready to come out of their noses." Their children were tied until their neck...
Like they were hung upside down?
Yeah.
Oh my
till,
God.
like, the blood rushed to their face.
Wow.
So, of course, they're going to
So,
say
they're going to say anything you want to say. Want them to hear, you know what I mean? So, Martha obviously was found guilty, but maintained her innocence until the end.
Good for her.
She was hung exactly a month after Susanna, which was on August 19th, 1692, on Proctor's Ledge at Gallows Hill. Her husband petitioned for her name to be absolved, and then about 20 fucking years later, her name was absolved. Her name was cleared, all charges dropped, and the family was compensated with £7 and 6 shillings, which is about $17.52.
Oh my God.
Which I don't know, like back in the day, maybe
that may have been
was
something.
Something,
but
I'm not quite sure.
Still can't be. I mean, that still does not
Sorry,
sound
I
like
tortured
a
you.
lot.
Here's
Yeah.
$17.
Yeah.
Food
Your
for the week, maybe?
wife is dead, and so is a couple of your children, but I mean, it's fine.
There you go.
The Salem documents themselves, like the ones that the court wrote, reveal that her crime was not witchcraft, but an independence of mind and unsubmissive character.
Then why was she hung?
Because she wasn't submissive.
Yeah, because
And
she was like,
able to think
fuck
with
y'all.
her own mind.
Yeah. Which is, again, it's just so frustrating because everyone then, they wanted to survive. It was about survival, and survival meant following the herd.
Right.
You know?
And that's what you said earlier.
And women that fought for themselves, I mean, still today, women that fight for themselves, that speak up for themselves, they're called bitches.
Yeah.
In the negative term, not how we use it. Like, bitches were like badass bitches, but like, bitches as in, you are a loudmouth, you know, rude, you don't have whatever type of person.
It's always used in a negative, derogatory way.
Yeah. Still to this day, it is it's more accepted, of course, for us to be independent thinkers and all of that. But I still think some people are like, a woman needs to know her place. And I think that's one of the reasons why whenever we were creating this podcast is like, I didn't want it to be censored, or I didn't want to have to watch what I say to a certain extent, of course, you know, but it's like, I want to be able to say fuck. I want to be able to say bitch or shit or anything like that, because
that's how
it's just words.
Yeah.
They're just words. But there are people that are going to be listening to this, and if you're like that, first of all, I don't know why you're listening to this, but that are going to be like, women should not have potty mouths. Yeah. Women should not have that type of mouth.
Women shouldn't have opinions.
To that, I say, fuck you.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to say. Sorry, Evelyn. I know you were next, but that just makes me...
Yeah,
it's so passionate.
Okay, so Evelyn.
All right.
Evelinian.
Here we go, Evelinian.
I kind of already talked about my first person. Sarah Good.
Oh yeah.
True. That's that. We have finished our trials.
All right.
I hope you guys learned something.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I learned, honestly, because I was just like, I would have been fucked back in the day.
I know.
Honestly.
Like, it was cool, kind of like, because everyone knows about the Salem Witch Trials, but unless you are a historian, or maybe, I don't know this, but in Saleminians, do you guys learn this in school? Like, is this like a...
Is it more
concentrated
learning?
Exactly, so you know your history, the history of where you live. But, because I know, like, Texas has that. Texas has, like...
Yeah, you learn about Texas history,
Texas, come on. No, I'm just kidding. So, it's just learning about that time and more about it, because you know the surface area, and I still feel like we only know the surface what happened during that time.
Or how many people were actually accused.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's some good stuff.
That's some good stuff. And I do want to end with this, and we're not going to get political.
Yeah.
So.
Of course.
But we have voices now, and like I know like the Salem witches, they did.
They
did.
They just
got
were
persecuted
punished
for it.
Yeah.
But we do have our voices now. So what's happening right now is early voting is happening from October 24th through the 31st. So till the end of this week. Go vote. If you want to get your vote in, get it in by November 3rd of 2020, which is next week.
If you're doing the mail-in
Florida,
ballot?
no. So mailing, if you're doing a mailing one, you need to do that 10 days. You have to do it by, okay, let's do it. If you're mailing in your vote, it has to be by 5 p.m., 10 days before November 3rd.
Okay.
If you're doing just general voting, early voting is happening October 24th through October 31st. And then the Florida general election technically is happening on November 3rd, 2020, which is next week. So go vote.
Go vote.
You have a voice. Go vote.
I hope you guys, women, or even men, feel some sort of empowerment after this. And I hope you feel like, these women, like, they didn't die in vain.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, we can use some of that energy and keep standing up for ourselves.
Yeah. Stand for what you believe in.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
don't go with the status quo. Like, this
Yeah.
is the reason why we got to talk about these ladies today, because they went against the stream.
Yeah.
Like, they stood up for what they believed in, and they call those girls like,
Witches.
dummies, honestly.
Yeah. Which
And
is,
so, yeah.
hopefully, you enjoyed the shenanigans, man. That champagne.
Holy
Listen,
crap.
that was probably this is a wild episode. All this stuff that's not gonna make it to the podcast or to the
We'll
YouTube.
see what I cut in.
But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in to our podcast and or our YouTube. We have more things to come. So yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the spooky episode. We'll talk to you guys next
Spooky.
week.
Okay,
All right,
bye.